Hi, this is, oh, sorry. Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot. Now I'm going live on YouTube and Instagram at the same time. So yeah, somebody just called me just as I went on, so that was a bit of a problem. This is the weekly tarot reading and for this week as well. Hi, Magic. So I'm going to go into it. I think it's going to be a little bit strange today, just what I'm feeling. I didn't really want to do it, but I was told that I had to. So like I say, I'm not as prepared as what I normally am, but usually that's when the best messages come out. So, right, okay, so I'm going to go on with what I was picking up psychically, and then I will do the cards. Apologies that I didn't do any videos yesterday. Like I say, the energies are really strange. I just didn't have the energy to do it. I had nothing to give yesterday, so I'm doing it today, and hopefully we can get through the week unscathed. So hi Janet there, I'm just waving on Instagram. This is strange doing the two of them. So right, okay, what I'm picking up energy wise is it's almost like I feel it's not a melancholy feel, but it's a feeling of having to process things. Now, we've really had quite a lot of tension this year, and definitely the last 4 weeks or so. So it's almost like when we go into that kind of fight mode, everything stiffens up. You know, we get hard. We have to have that protection on us. But that is not how we're meant to be. As human beings, we're not meant to be like that. You know, I mean, when they look at, traumas or everything that we encounter, as humans, we're not meant to have them, so it's something kind of alien that happens to us, and we haven't got the proper built-in mechanisms to cope with it, if that makes sense. And what we do is we just kind of stiffen up. If you've ever seen anything or anybody in fear, they just go like hard like that, and this is how we've pretty much been living our life, they're saying, for the last few months. And what's happened now is the tension is starting to ease. So as we start to ease and as we start to relax and think, right, okay, where this is starting to become normal, we're starting to feel our way around the environment, feel our way about what is happening. What happens then is everything that we've been suppressing and everything we haven't allowed ourselves to feel for protection is finding an outlet. So this week, I feel, is all about emotions, okay? We're going to feel full. We're going to feel like we want to cry. We're going to feel like we want to find shelter. It's almost like I'm getting there. We need that shelter from the storm. I have two little cats here, and we've been having storms lately, and it's seeing where they actually go, where they know that they're safe. And I feel this is what we're needing now, almost like this nest, this kind of retreat, because there's so much gone on in our head, which has affected us physically as well. And we are now ready to release it. Now, whenever we process anything, it is a process, okay? We kind of just go, right, okay, I'm going to release that today. It doesn't happen like that. Sometimes it does, but not very often. So what this is saying is this is a process where we kind of need to tend to our roots again. Have you ever had a plant, they're showing me there, where you have to repot it? And you've got to be so gentle because all of them little roots are so fragile. And I feel this is saying how we are at this moment in time. There's this fragility around us, and it doesn't matter how old we are. There is this inner child within us that is wanting comfort, okay? And we could be seeking that out in so many ways. Sometimes they might not be healthy ways, but it's trying to find that safe place, somebody to kind of rub our brow and say, there, it's going to be okay. and we're not going to get that, a lot of us. We kind of go back to that childlike way, but we need to speak to that inner child in that way. I mean, I've sat this morning, I've been in child pose. I didn't want to get out of bed. I wrapped myself in the quilt. I wanted to make a fort. Anything to find this little safe space of comfort, and banana milk, that's always my go-to. And I kind of get it here. So yeah, it's about finding it when what we need is not around. We need to actually find it within ourselves. So like I say, this week, I feel there's a lot of old emotions, stuff that we might have suppressed for years is coming to the surface, but it's going to come to the surface because it wants to be released, okay? As we're going into this new world and the new way of being, things are going to be very different, and we're being given the chance of clearing and of cleansing, okay? But that's not always easy. If anybody, I don't know why they're showing me that. If anybody's ever gone for microdermabrasion on their face where they've got to take the layer off, it's quite painful, like getting deep down. But then when the new skin comes, it's all fresh and kind of childlike. So this is what we're doing. We're kind of regenerating. And they're saying to me there, I'm getting really emotional with this. They're saying to me there that we really need to look at, as human beings, how we can forget compassion to others as well. We can, within this life, we can get so caught up in the I that we forget about the we, okay? And it's almost like we're wanting somebody to comfort us, but are we there to comfort other people as well, Because this is it, we're in this together, all of us, and every single one of us feels, and every single one of us needs to heal. I don't care how far you are on your journey, there is still healing to be done, okay? Deep healing, because this is what the process is. We are never fully healed, but we can, as we go on our journey, we start to understand things more, and sometimes it's just that safe space. It's somebody to put their arm around us. It's somebody to say, yeah, I get it. I see you. I hear you. What is it you need? Because so many times as well within life, we say to people, somebody is having a bad day, and we say to them, all right, well, what you need to do, you need to get rid of that partner, or you need to quit your job, or we're all full of advice for people, okay? And we give them it without them asking, without permission. We always know best what is for other people's lives. But how many times do we actually stop and say to that person, what do you need? And I remember once saying this to a friend of mine who was going through a really, really bad time, and they asked if they could see me. And I said to them, what do you need? And they burst out crying, and they said, nobody has ever asked me that. And I said, look, I can give you advice. I can do your cards. I can give you a cuddle. I can have a joint with you. I can, whatever. But it's not up to me to choose that. You know what you need in this moment in time. So tell me, and then I will be able to give you it. So please take that as well with people today. Ask them what they need, because a lot of times it's the ones who are the strongest, the ones that are there to carry everybody else, that really are feeling the weight of the world and have felt the weight of this year as well, and they get up there and they still keep going, and they're there. But that is a hard job in itself as well, when you're carrying other people, as well as trying to carry yourself and what is happening, because we're all experiencing this on a human level. Okay, so what I want to say is, I'm getting the words there, the song there, Reach Out and I'll Be There. I don't know who was that Michael Jackson that sang that, or Diana Ross? Yeah, that's beautiful. And I have somebody in my life at the moment that is really showing compassion and stuff like that. And it scares me a little bit, because if they're needed, they're there. Or they're there without me even saying I need it. And that is, it's taken a bit for me to actually relax into that. But it's a beautiful thing. But I realized that there's still this fear of kind of surrendering, okay? Even though this is what is desperately needed, there is still this fear of what is desperately desperately needing this safe space and this shelter. And this understanding as well, it's like I say, I'm a very simple person, but very complex as well. And to see somebody that gets you, it's like, oh, wow, yeah, that's really nice. So like I say, really value those connections as well. So that's what it's saying for this week. Sorry, I went on a rant there. I never know what they're going to say with these. So the cards I've picked to read today, I haven't read with these for ages, and they're quite childlike as well. They're quite cartoony. So I'm going to pull the cards. I'm still going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday onwards. I'm still going to do for the week, even though I wasn't here on Monday. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. And please let these emotions come, okay? If we try and suppress them again, this can actually lead to depression. I believe depression is, if you break it down, it's deep rest. Okay, there is something we need to rest from, rest from this fight. When we're constantly in this fight mode, and we're making all this cortisol and everything, and we're constantly on our guard, it's not healthy for us, to have this adrenaline all of the time. So like I say, rest before you become depressed as well, and look at areas where you could be repressed, where you're not being your true self, where you don't feel that you can, where you're having to censor yourself in order to get love or acceptance, because they're not your places. If you have to censor yourself, and if people, don't like how you truly are, then they're not your people, okay? The real people will understand. So it's a big clear and a big cleansing this week. I don't feel it's going to be easy. It's not going to be brutal, but I feel there could be some tears, okay? But tears, when they come, they will just allow us to see more clearly, okay? To see things how they are. So I'm sorry, I didn't want to make this a down one, this is why I didn't want to do it, but they said these words needed to be said. So, right, okay, so Monday for this week, please. I'm so tense, honestly. Everywhere in my body is just aching and aching and aching. Right, I'm going to put these there, right? Okay. I love how spirit works sometimes. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Right. Okay, there you go. The bottom card. I always look at the bottom because I really feel this gives a lot of insight into what the reading is about. And yeah, this card. Wow. Right. I don't know whether I should go into this or not, but it's coming up for a reason, I feel. Right. Okay. I'm going to share. This is pure vulnerability. I wasn't expecting this today, but I'm going to go into a little personal story. Wow. Right there. They really, really work me. So this card, it was about 4 or 5 years ago, and I had enough. I had, not in a depressed way, not in a total suicidal way or anything like that. I was just done. I was heavy. I couldn't take the weight of the world anymore. My life was, I was sick of just trudging on, okay? And I just thought, that's it. I'm checking out. And there was no sadness with it. There was kind of a relief, that I decided I had everything in order, and I was just sitting. It was like, yeah, it's not today. So I got these cards and I put them out, okay, just to see what the thing was. And every card I got was doom and gloom and everything. And it read my whole life story. And then I pulled the outcome, and the outcome is the 10 of Swords. And that was the card that I got as the outcome. And I thought, look at that, this vulture's there. This guy is, he's done in. And what I'd done was I was reading the book when I was doing this reading for myself, because when I read for myself, I don't trust the messages because my brain gets in the way too much. And what it says in this is the hero of our story can take no more. After being betrayed, backstabbed, all of this, he crawls to the sea to end it. The vultures are waiting there, waiting for their next meal. He is bleeding profusely. He is whatever. And as I was reading this, where I lived, I had 2 windows in front of me and patio doors at the side. So my room was very, very light. And it had said, he can take no more. And in that split second, my little dog, who you know is Hendrix, he jumped up and all of a sudden the room went black. And there was something, and the only way I can describe it is like, you know, when you see a black bin liner in the wind, and it was this black shadow came between me and my coffee table right through the room. The whole room went black. The dog started going berserk, and it went. And in that second, I was like, shit, like, what has happened? And then I carried on reading. And within the book meaning of this, it said, but when he wakes, he realized that even death has rejected him. This is not his time to go. All he has to do is get back up and start again. And in that moment, I thought, wow, that was death I seen. I was that close to it. But it was almost like it sparked me a chance. The following day, my friend came to my house and said, Tanya, please come to Ibiza with me. I want to take you on holiday to Ibiza. And I fought it at first, and then I eventually said, right, okay, I'll do it. And then my life changed in that split second. And I really, this isn't a story that I share a lot because I know it sounds very woo-woo and stuff like that. But that is how I felt then. Okay, so I don't know if this is just saying, please, to still have hope, always have hope. But this week, I feel is we've got to hit rock bottom, because when we hit rock bottom, this is when we can start to build again. When we let everything go, when we let everything fall, when we take all of the hurts that we've had, all of the betrayals and, you know, broken trust and things like that, and say, okay, what lesson have I learned from them? And will I allow this to make me hard and cold? Or will I kind of not let this define my future and define my life? Am I still going to go on, and am I still going to be vulnerable? But there is so much beauty in vulnerability. Okay, so I really feel this is this week, and I thank you for listening to that, and I'm sorry for sharing that if some people thought that was a little bit too much, but it was just instantly brought back to me there, you know, and we need this rest. So, right, so yesterday, I don't know, obviously everybody's had yesterday, but this is a feeling of holding on. You know, what are you holding on to? What are you kind of not really wanting to let go of? I mean, sometimes this is our story. If we let go of our story, then that is sometimes how we get our love or our attention or something like that. So sometimes we don't like to let go of the pain that we've had, because in a strange sort of twisted way, it does give us a comfort, you know, and it fits in with our story of how things were. So yesterday, I feel there was a holding on here. But today, they're talking about healing. Healing is the most important thing here. They're saying spirit are here guiding us to heal. So we do not have to be scared of healing. We have to be scared of living in a way where we are still clinging on to our old pain and our old hurt. You know, that is what we should fear, because they're saying here that we are being guided to kind of raise our vibration. You know, it's there. And it's almost like floating down the river. If we stop resisting it, then it's going to be so much easier. Okay, when we try to stop resisting this healing or whatever's coming up, this is when we're suppressing it. When we just surrender to it and go with the flow, go where we're being pushed and actually trust it, that is when we will heal so much better. And this is where we're meant to be. So tomorrow we're going to have a choice. Something could come up tomorrow. And what they're saying is like, you know, something from the past could come up, something that could get you angry as well. You know, there could be some anger coming with this, but it's almost like, I want to say tomorrow, we don't have rainbows without rain. Okay. So whatever is coming up tomorrow, it is because we are being given a choice. What do we do with this? Do we stay in the pain and the fear and the anger and the resentment and all of that? Or do we choose love? And this has been the theme this month. And it's choose love at every opportunity, because this is where we will flow. This is where our true strength is. Anybody can stand there and fight, and have a fist fight or throw horrible words. But when somebody is being nasty to you, could you really, when that is said from the heart, that is when we can diffuse any situation to come from that place of love. Love is our weapon and love is our shield. And when we are in that space of love and peace within ourselves, then nothing can touch us. Anything that goes on, it's like we're Teflon. We are untouchable here. So what it's saying is take down them barriers, because them barriers and that protection that you've actually put up to protect yourself, it's not actually protecting you. It's disconnecting you. Okay. And what we need at this moment in time is so much connection. We need to connect to others. We need to connect to like-minded souls. We need to connect to that place where we feel safe. Okay. And we can only do that when we connect to other people. So this is what it's saying for this week. It's almost like, sorry, I'm so tense here. It's almost like saying we need to realize, for some reason they're saying to me there, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Now, I know that they say that about children when they're like their parents or whatever, but I feel this is where all of us are the same. All of us are the same. We might have different characteristics. We might have different, personalities. We might be stronger or, nastier or whatever. But we all stemmed from that seed that then became that little child that was then hurt in a way that then became the damaged adult. And some of us have more damage than others, and stuff like that. But we're all, when we see each other as all the same, this is when we can cut through the actual bullshit. This is when we can care and have compassion for others as well as ourselves. And this is when we can allow ourselves to be cared for and to receive compassion from others as well. I've just pulled one more card to verify this all, and we've got the Empress, and the Empress is love. Wherever she is, she's like a stick of rock. You cut her in half and love is rolled through her. Okay. And what she does is she cares and she nurtures and she tends, because she knows that anything, when you give it care, love and nurture, it will grow. And that is what is needed. Okay. So this week, it's really, really remember the love, remember the self-love, keep hope, and know that, whatever has happened in the past is all just getting us through to, they've all been kind of milestones, kind of lessons that will get us through into this new world. And when we realize what we don't want, okay, that is when we can be more clear on what we do. Okay. But this is it. Please choose love. Please choose love at all times. Go with your heart and not your head, because this is where we're going to, this is where there's going to be change. Okay. And we are changing whether we like it or not. So we can try and resist and suppress it and have all of these barriers up, but they're going to be broken down. And the harder it will be for us. As I've said, if we're not in our hearts, it's going to be hard. Okay. So allow that little inner child out, if you need help, if you need to speak to somebody, just reach out. As I said, that song, reach out and I'll be there. Because I do feel there are people there. And a lot of times we expect people to know what we're going through or what we're feeling or whatever. But if we don't tell them, then they don't know. Okay. So this is a time for us, I really feel, to open up as well and say, look, I'm I'm struggling, you know, I need to be loved a little louder today. You know, this is it. Be brave enough to ask for what you need, because then you can't sit around and complain that you haven't got it. You know, communication is key here in all ways. So I'm going to pull a spirit card and see what spirit have to say with this. Wasn't expecting that one today, so apologies if that's been a little bit heavy. Yeah, somebody can't sleep there. Oh, yeah, I've somebody's saying there that they can't sleep. I have been having the most bizarre dreams for the last week. Some of them nice, some of them horrific. I mean, really, really horrific. Hi, Scarlett. I read your post yesterday and I was going to message you. I'll message you when I come off here today, Scarlett. I'm sending you lots of love, darling, and I miss you. I really do. I dreamt about Ibiza last night as well. Right, okay, sorry, these spirit cards are taking a while to come out. I just want to curl up. I just want to, there. Right. Right, okay, so this card just says it all, I think. And it says, don't get so caught up with the everyday drama of life. Close your eyes, focus on your breath, and allow it to carry you into a peaceful space inside your heart, an eternal place beyond time, filled only with love. So that's it. You know, at any time in the day, if the world gets too heavy or too noisy or anything like that, we can just close our eyes, we can breathe, and we can go into that place that is within all of us as well. Okay. They're telling me I need to pull one of the universal cards. They're getting their money's worth off me today. They're really making me push through this. So I'm going to pull one of these universal love cards, and then I am definitely going. I could like burst into tears here, and I'm not sad. It's bizarre. I just, you know, there's so much emotion that needed to come out. You know, it's very bizarre times, but it's changing. You know, it is. This is it. We're going through this change. You know, so it's all good. Oh, there's my. Okay, sorry, people calling me and. I think that's funny, you know, people see me doing these and then they call me to say, I'm watching you. And it's like, yeah, but I'm on my phone, man. Right. Sorry, these are all over. So I'm going to pull one of these and... Sorry about this. I let these ones jump out, so they're taking their time today. There you go. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one. Listening. Right. Listening. Right. Well, my friend who's just tried to phone me there, she's just messaged and said, please give me a call. I couldn't get you out of my mind last night. She's so tuned in to me, so tuned in. So what this says is you are about to receive an important message from your higher self or someone dear to you who has passed into the realm of spirit. The information you receive will clarify and shed light on something important to you. Over the coming days, try to relax and find time to switch off from the outside world. Bring your focus within and listen for intuitive whispers that flow through your mind or feelings that swell up from within your heart center. Listening is receptive and stillness is perceptive. Listening is more than holding your tongue while you wait for your chance to speak. It is quieting your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions so that you can receive a message clearly and wholly. An overflowing cup can hold nothing more. Make space in your heart and mind to receive the messages that are coming your way. And this is it. I feel we really need to listen to others, listen to what they don't say, and listen to ourselves as well. You know, when somebody, hi, how are you doing? Oh, I'm fine. Are you really? You know, there was once a friend of mine, I seen them and I said, how are you? And they went, I'm really, really shit. I was like, really? They went, yeah, you asked me. And just that honesty, you know, so make sure that you're actually saying how you really feel, because if we're wanting help and guidance from people and advice and love and comfort and nurture, and we tell them that we're fine, they don't know, you know, that is what we need. So yeah, so listen, learn, and be a listener as well for other people as well, because that is being heard, and having that place to be heard is one of the greatest gifts that we can give another person as well as ourselves, you know, and that is really working from the heart. So I'm going to go now. I hope that was all right for you. This week is going to be quite an emotional one, but hang in there. We've got this. Things are changing, and so are we. And this is the process of transformation. Okay, if you think of the butterfly, you know, it has to go into this cocoon and pretty much break down what it was in order to become what it will be. Okay, so I'm sending lots and lots of love. Sat now.